They're all staff.
We're missing. Let's take some in.
Oh, Mike's still using it. It is faster and easier, except for I'm fine. You're right-handed. I'm right. Oh, I turned the screen. I'm right-handed, but I can do a most left. So instead of reaching all the way over there,
It's not those three. This one. It's not any of those.
this is us.
Yeah. It should be. Yeah.
Shows how. I just see Lewinsky there.
Down here.
Oh,
Bottom right.
Lions have to go. Ready? I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 meeting of the Sheboygan County Board of Supervisors. Are we certified in compliance with the open meeting law?
We are. It was posted on the 3rd of November at 11 a.m.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Next is roll call. Right, next would be the approval of the October 24th and October 31st journals. Supervisor Brower.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will make a motion for approval.
Thank you, Supervisor Brower. Supervisor Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor Wagner. Is there any discussion on those journals? Seeing none, please vote. Are there any presentations? Are there any public addresses? Are there any letters, communications, and announcements? Next is the County Administrator's Report.
Good evening, everyone. My microphone works. Isn't that a great thing? Just a few things to go through this evening. I promise to keep my remarks brief. First, I wanted to make a couple remarks about the budget. Tonight feels a little bit anticlimactic because we have finally made it to the finish line. As I mentioned last week, there are many, many months of work that go into the budget development and contributions from countless people, many of whom are here tonight. I just wanted to, again, state how proud and grateful I am for all of the teamwork and collaboration that went into the budget. And I know from hearing around the counties across the state, not every county enjoys a budget development process like ours. And so I hope that we don't take that for granted and that you all share in that pride and collective accomplishment. So thank you for everyone for your work on the budget. Second thing I wanted to mention tonight, I'm going to go through one of the items in your agenda, resolution number 13, which is regarding the use of ARPA dollars, the 8th approval. So some of the items in here you'll see are for one-time projects, and some of them are ongoing. As I mentioned at the meeting last week, we are making a concerted effort to eliminate the use of ARPA dollars for any ongoing expenditures so that we can avoid having to find funding for those in the future. So there are a few exceptions here of projects that were already pre-approved, and those departments will need to cover those expenses once the ARPA dollars are no longer available. So with that, I'll just quickly step through the chart that's included in the resolution and provide a quick overview of each of the items. So the first item is for the county clerk, and that is new election equipment for 2023. These are for new voting machines. And you may be thinking, wow, $288,000, that's a lot of dollars for election equipment. But to put that in comparison, the last time we ordered election equipment for the beginning in 2018, the cost was over $500,000. So kudos to John Dolson for working with the vendor to get us a deal for the new election equipment. The next item is for Health and Human Services for the Open Door Drop-In Center. This is a service that we currently provide, and Health and Human Services was not able to find the funding in their budget for 2024, so the request for the $175,000 is to continue that service in 2024. The next several items related to Rocky Knoll are a continuation of items that had been previously approved for use of ARPA dollars in previous years. So this is continuing those same programs, and it is just approving the funding specific to calendar year 2024. You'll see that these items are all for recruitment and retention for our staffing at Rocky Knoll. And I'm proud to say that Kayla and her team have been doing a tremendous job there and have their census up either at or above budget, and they are doing a great job. So kudos to Kayla and the team at Rocky Knoll. The next grouping of items are requests that had come to us during the normal budget development process for capital outlay requests. Every year we set aside about $500,000 for capital outlay requests. This year we had more requests than we had funding available. So we are proposing to use ARPA dollars for these so that we don't delay or defer maintenance or procuring new capital outlay items. So these are all one-time expenditures, so I won't go through these in detail, but these are all for one-time projects or one-time purchases for the various departments that are listed. And then the last section that's included in the chart is for the additional levy requests. These were also brought forward during the normal budget development process. So these were departments that were requesting additional levy for the items that you see listed. However, these are all one-time items as well. So these will not be ongoing expenses, and again, weren't able to be supported during our normal budget development process with the levy that we had available. So we are proposing the use of ARPA dollars to help cover the cost of those so that we don't need to kick the can down the road and then find levy for them in the future. So that is a quick overview of the items included in resolution number 13 for use of the American Rescue Plan Act dollars. And that concludes my report tonight. I promised I would keep it brief.
Next is a consideration of committee reports, executive committee, resolution number 14. Supervisor Gehring.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for adoption.
Thank you, Supervisor Gehring. Supervisor Brower.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Supervisor Brower. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, please vote. All right, next is consideration of committee report, Finance Committee, resolution number 13. Supervisor Wagner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll move for passage of resolution number 13.
Supervisor Testrodi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Supervisor Testrodi. Now, is there any discussion on resolution 13? Supervisor Spels, that one doesn't seem to be turning on. No, could you go over by Supervisor Jorgensen? There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Anyways, I just feel the need to say something in regards to this. I just debated a lot about it in my, with myself. I've never been a fan of the ARPA funds, but at the same time, I see that there are significant needs at Rocky Knoll in particular, particularly with staffing. I just continue to have issues with the ARPA dollars for, a number of reasons that I had stated previously. So I just feel like I need to explain my no vote. So
Okay.
anyways, thank you.
And the microphones hopefully will be replaced at our next meeting. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Next is a committee report. And that we will receive for information. With that, I will turn the gavel over to the vice chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We'll begin tonight with resolution number 15 from the Finance Committee. Okay, pursuant to Sheboygan County Code of Ordinances, Section 5.06, Parent A, Parent 6, and Parent 9, resolution number 15 will be considered for immediate action. Who's lit up? There we go. There we go. Leave that.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I'll move for approval of resolution number 15.
Is there a second? There we go. Supervisor Destrudy?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I'll second the motion.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the motion for approval of the budget? Is there any discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, please vote. Thank you. Resolution number 16 from Finance Committee. I will also have contemplated action pursuant to Sheboygan County Code of Ordinances, Section 5.06, Parent A and Parent 6, and Parent 9. Resolution number 16 will be considered for immediate action. Supervisor Wagner?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I'll move for passage of resolution number 16.
Thank you. Second, Supervisor Brower.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I will second that motion.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Oops, we did have, so, okay, sorry. Go ahead, Susan, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to make one more comment in regards to this one, in regards to the tax levy. I think most of it, makes a whole lot of sense. My one issue with it is in regard to the Monarch Library System, and I think it's good that we have a library system, and I think the majority of the things that they put out there are really positive. I just have concerns because they have a history of putting out very inappropriate materials, pornographic for teens, so that's just an ongoing concern of mine. So,
Thank you, Supervisor Speltz. Are there any other comments or questions? Hearing none, please vote. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, resolutions to be introduced. Number 17 from Human Resources Committee. Thank you. That will be referred to the Finance Department. Resolution number 18. Thank you. That will be referred to the Executive Committee. Ordinances to be introduced. Ordinance number 7 from Human Resources. That will be referred to Executive Committee. Ordinance number 8 from Planning Resources, Ag and Extension. Thank you. That will also be referred to exec. Ordinance number 9 from Planning Resources, Ag and Extension. Also referred to exec. And ordinance number 10 from Planning Resources, Ag and Extension Committee. That will also be referred to executive. That concludes our business. I'd entertain a motion for adjournment. Supervisor Testrudy? And is there a second? Supervisor Gehring?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I will second that motion.
Thank you. Please vote, everyone. Thank you. We are adjourned. See, I like touching it, but I can't always see these pictures. I wonder if the new system will make it a little, spread this out a little bit.
The other thing is